The purpose of this video is to learn how to add yourself and other employees to your account in CustomerSource. This is part of the DIY Dynamics CustomerSource video series. Let's listen in as Jackie and Arlen discuss how to add users to a CustomerSource account.
Arlen, I do have a question. My partner added me as a user to CustomerSource, and we would like to now add an additional 10. How would we go about doing that?
Good question, Jackie. Within CustomerSource, we have the flexibility of just adding yourself, or we can add as many employees as you want. So if your organization happened to have 500,000 employees, we could add all of them, or you can just add yourself. To do so, and assuming your partner had already set you up as an administrator, if you're set up as an administrator, when you log into CustomerSource, there is an option that you can go to which is called Our CustomerSource Accounts, and inside of there you can click on it, drop down the menu, and add some additional users. So let me go ahead and show you how that's done. So right now I'm on the home page of CustomerSource, and to get to the Our CustomerSource menu, I'll click on your username, so in the upper right hand corner, which I did, and then at that point I'll choose Our CustomerSource Accounts. When I choose Our CustomerSource Accounts, it brings us into the screen which asks us, well, what do you want to do with them? And you can see, for instance, because I am an administrator, I have the ability to go ahead and click on any of the names in the list, which would allow me to edit them or delete them, or I can click the big button on the top that says Add New Professional. In your case, since you're the only user in your company, you would click on Add New Professional. When you click on the Add New Professional button, it will bring up the new form in which you can add people. Now, one thing you'll notice at the very top of the screen that may not be quite easy to understand right away is it asks you what is the local site that you want. What we're asking for is we currently have 9 different local sites available for CustomerSource. And if you are a global company and let's say you're setting up an employee in Germany, you could then select Germany for that employee. But when you set up the next employee, if they're in Spain, you choose Spain and so on. So that way they could have a more customized experience for where they're located within the world. So in your case though, you are out of the United States, so we'll go ahead and choose the United States, and you'll see it comes up with some red messaging. Basically it's just telling you in order to take advantage of these features, you're going to have to first close your browsers and then relog back in. That's all the red print is saying on the screen right now. But you can go through and add as much or as little information as you want. Any of the required fields are marked with an asterisk, so make sure you fill that out. And so I'll go ahead and just as we go down the screen, I'm just going to type in test for the person's name and user for their last name. And you'll see then email address, it will ask for that. And the only purpose of this email address is to know where to send the invitation email to so that you can get into CustomerSource. And actually, before I complete this screen, one thing I do want to mention is that this is one of the steps that you have to take place, is creating the user. The other step that you have to do is all of your employees will have to have a unique Microsoft account. All Microsoft accounts are free. There's no charge to it. You can go to the Microsoft account page and create a new one. But more likely, a lot of your employees probably already have one. And one of the questions you can ask is ask them, do they have an Outlook account or a Hotmail account or MSN account, or if they're on Xbox Live, if they have an Xbox Live account, they probably already have a Microsoft account. But if they don't, they can definitely go to the Microsoft account page and create a new one. So then what this email the email address that we're showing on the screen now does is this will send a message or an invitation email out to the email address specified. Once you get that email, you can then click on or open it up. Within there, there'll be a link that says associate your CustomerSource account. You click on that link and it associates your Microsoft account to your CustomerSource account. Now you may be thinking, well, why are we doing all this hassle? Why do I have to go through all this? Well, the really cool thing about it is you'll never have to remember a password for CustomerSource. As long as you know how to get in your Hotmail or MSN mail, you will be able to access CustomerSource with that same password. So anyway, now continuing the rest of the way through the screen, let's say it's user@microsoft.com is our address. Then we scroll down, it does ask you for a phone number, so you will have to enter that in. So I'm just going to enter in a phone number quickly. And scrolling down the rest of the screen, you'll see that we have two more additional important questions that you want to pay attention to. The second to last one is called administrator. Now, if you're setting up a user that you want to be able to also add, delete, modify CustomerSource accounts, you want to give them administrative access. If you don't want them to do that, then don't give them administrative access. If you want to, but the final thing that you absolutely have to do for them to gain access is you do have to click the box that says send invitation email. When you do check that box, it will then send that invitation email I mentioned earlier to the email address that we specified earlier on the screen, which will then allow you to get access to CustomerSource. So at first it seems somewhat complex. I'm sure you may have some questions, but after you do this 1 or 2 times, you'll see that it's very straightforward. So I'm going to click save at this point. It'll take a few moments for the system to send an email to that address, which wasn't a real address, so we'll never get that, but just to show you the walkthrough of this process. Do you have any questions on?
I don't think so. It looks pretty easy. Thanks, Arlen.
Okay, well, thanks, Jackie.
Thank you for watching the Adding Users to CustomerSource video. To see additional tutorials on how to use CustomerSource, please visit the DIY Dynamics content library for this series and other resources. Thanks for watching!